as the boys were to have fun watching Oppenheimer, now the men were to watch Barbie on the movies. Yes, Barbie. Like, I didn't imagine myself watching this movie by now, but I was really surprised by the development of this movie, and I think it might win an Oscar for something, maybe for acting, I don't know, but I think you just might have to stick with me for this movie review, and I'll show you all the details that you might have missed, some of the details that you might have missed, and I'm gonna show you no spoiler and a spoiler review, and then later on I'll make a video about like Easter eggs that you might have missed in this movie. And of course, don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and let's go with this video. So first of all, if you didn't see the movie yet, just stay with me with the no spoiler section, and I'll just give it some of my initial thoughts and some things that you might have used to watch this movie. If you already decided, this is not gonna make the difference, but I'm just here to make things smoother for you. So first of all, the movie is great. I don't think if you leave your kid to go with you, I don't think he's gonna understand some of the nuances of the movie. But if you are a woman, if you are an adult itself, you're gonna understand it. And of course, if you are a woman, you're gonna love this movie. And I'm not gonna kid it. It is a fantastic movie that talks about empowerment and how women are. And I think this is one of the greater themes that the movie approaches in a very, very, very good way that I think few men will say like, oh, you were over exaggerating and such and such. Like, I love the movie and I understand the critic, and of course you're just gonna hate the critics if you think that you are this kind of man. If you are, you're crazy. And I think the movie itself, as the themes that it approaches, is just fantastic. So the Barbieland, which you see the trailers, ambientation, as the casting, as the clothes of Barbieland, I think everything was done meticulously well, and it was just fantastic. This part of the movie was perfect. Like, there was no mistake on this part of the movie. And of course, we have also playing with the music, which the music was fantastic. They did a fantastic job with the music. The casting was just perfect. But of course, I'm gonna highlight two performances here. I'm gonna highlight Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken. We have a lot of Kens and Barbies on the movie, but those performances were keen and perfect. Like, that's what it's like. I think Margot Robbie might win an Oscar for that. I'm not even joking. Like, Margot Robbie itself translates not only she's not just a very good actress comedy movies, but she is fantastic also portraying drama roles. And of course, the movie was not gonna let it slide. The director was great on using her the best way possible, and she was perfect as Barbie. Of course, Ryan Gosling as well. He did a performance that I was not expecting for him to do. He's just so versatile actor, and he can do action movies, he can do drama movies. So he is a very, very good actor, and he might win something, but as it was so focused on comedy for his side, I don't think he might win something, but he was really, really good. And the music itself, it's fantastic on this movie. I think the comedy was fitting perfect. I saw a lot of people laughing throughout the movie, and it focused on major themes that I did not expect and made the movie richer for adult audiences. And of course, a plethora of references to Barbie products and Barbie dolls that appear throughout history, and Mattel as well. So this was a very, very good surprise as well for us to connect with the movie. And as I said, like, the movie is near perfect as well, just like Oppenheimer, as I said in my review. So I will give it a 9. I will give it a 9 to this movie. And so let's move forward to the spoiler review so I can talk freely about the movie. As I was editing them, I saw there was spoiling some things in the no spoiler section. So this is no spoiler. This has spoiled right now. So be warned. As I said, the directing of this movie was just fantastic, and the pace of the movie, and of course it changes when you were in Barbieland to the real world. When you were in Barbieland, everything's so magical, and they used it in the introduction of the movie. They used songs to do that, when you use the song of Lizzo when you're talking about the life of being so perfect throughout Barbie's life. When she's taking a shower, the shower has the perfect temperature. When she walks with her high heels. When she's like leaving the building, she lives like when you were a kid and you're taking your doll, you're just floating her to put on the ground. Like everything is so magical and everything was so perfect, and then things start to go sideways when she gets more connected to the real life. So like the shower might even be colder, her hair is not so perfect when she wakes up, her skin is not so perfect when she wakes up, the food might go bad. And I think this smaller F, and the music changes when that happened. This was fantastic, and having that throughout the movie and the development of this plot of needing to be less perfect and needing to have more acceptance of who you are. And even the director jokes of that, because she was like oh, I don't feel pretty today, and she even talks in the middle of the movie, say like, I don't think casting Margot Robbie for this role made this so much plausible. Like she is beautiful with crap on her face. Like she is basically perfect. And this aspect of the movie, as I said, made the movie greater. And when the movie was going forward, I think they lost a little bit on track. I think some people might argue with me, but I think it was too much feminist. Some part, I think it was too much. Like it was smooth and it was great throughout the whole movie. I think they were too harsh on it, and I think they lost a hand on it. And like you lost yourself in the movie. Like I think it was a little bit off. I think like was practically the only thing bad. And as I said, Margot Robbie portrayed fantastically on the movie. Like she changes a lot. She went from like the stereotypical Barbie, she's just a stereotypical one, and of course she's blonde. She's fantastic. She has blue eyes. Of course, there are so many pretty Barbies, of course, but they're not the stereotypical one. And you have this, this debate that we have for years, which is she's the stereotypical Barbie, which makes like a menace to today's society, because she is portraying a non-possible pattern of beauty, and this makes kids or made kids, insecure about their bodies, insecure about themselves. And Barbie technically wasn't about that. And they bring a lot of these discussions throughout the movie, and I think they were fantastic discussions that they brought. It was just fantastic. And of course, when you see like, oh, we made the movie, the world better, and then when you see Ken really thought about that, because he was left sideways inside Barbieland, especially Ryan Gosling's Ken, and you see him studying the real world and understanding the patriarchy, and he brings the concept of patriarchy to Barbie world and making it was a complete joke. I think this one made it funnier and made you actually question things and when they made it fun of it, I think was just phenomenal, because when they made it, of course, they didn't make oh, we're gonna rule over women, of course. No, they made it with a joke. They love horses and love talking about movies and talk about finance, finance bros. And bringing all of that, and of course, some layers of the internet and talks with men. I think this was keen on the comedy and was just perfect with the discussion that they wanted to bring with this movie, which was kind of crazy. They wanted to bring discussions off of this movie, and then made it with the facade of Barbie. And this is the greatest thing about cinema, when you make a movie about something which is a comic relief, which is something fantastic, and then you bring under this tone, you bring another discussion. So it isn't a dumb movie that is gonna bring on to people so you can just laugh. No, you're gonna laugh and you're gonna have a serious discussion about it, because the movie itself was directed in this fantastic way. I think there are some dumb things that happen, of course, throughout the real world that I think just they don't fit, because the Barbieland is just so fantastic. So the dumb things happening there, it's completely normal. But when you translate that to Earth, some dumb things, for example, Mattel, they're inside Mattel, and then you have the ghost of, I don't know, the lady who made Barbie. I think it was kind of strange. But of course, let it slide. There's no problem with that. But as Barbie's leaving, and then the director's just jumping on her, this was just a little bit dumber. I don't think it fitted for the for the program. I think it was needed to be a little bit more realistic, but of course playing of course with the CEO and Mattel and of course all the men just ruling like we rule Barbie, and then they're all male, like they were all white male, but the discussion was about males and not like just white male. And of course if you're a Barbie fan, if you play with Barbie, you're gonna just understand the plethora of references that happen throughout this movie and think you're gonna love it. And as I said, the other two aspects that I think missed talking was about the musical aspect, which was perfect. I don't need to discuss that. This is perfect. The music was done. So yeah, I think this movie was just very well done. As I said, there are some part of the movie that they go a little bit off when they try to discuss so many things about feminism that I agree. Come on, I agree on, but we need to understand that the movie was done in a way, and then all of a sudden, like, it goes to another way, like, the way of saying, I think was a little bit aggressive at some points. But as the general opinion will say, like, this movie itself was good. Some flaws, but it was great. I think it was good. I think the great stuff, like, they overthrown the bad stuff. So I think a 9, 8.5. It is very well done to this kind of movie. I think it's completely fair. And if you're a Barbie fan or whatever, it's gonna be a 10 for you, and there's no problem with that. And if you agree with everything that they said, of course, and there's no problem agreeing with everything. Of course, I'm a man, so I'm not gonna agree with everything. So yeah, I think that's it for the review. Let me see you guys in the comments. Put in like if you liked the movie or didn't you like. I'll definitely see you guys on the next video, on the next review. So goodbye and peace.